Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you all are doing well. In today's lecture, we will discuss the remaining part of Act 1, Scene 2 of Julius Caesar. Dear students, it's my humble request to watch this video till the end. This video will really be very much helpful for you. And if you have not watched the rest part of this video, of this very lecture, then watch the part 1, part 2 and part 3, or you can say lecture 1, lecture 2, lecture 3, which I have already uploaded, and you can get to see it in the playlist as well. Okay, dear students, from here we will discuss that how shrewdly, how cleverly Brutus, you can say Cassius, was able to mix Brutus in his conspiracy in order to kill Julius Caesar. Now a conversation is going on among Cassius, Casca and Brutus about what kind of mood was Julius Caesar going through when he was offered the crown thrice. Actually, you all know, dear students, that Cassius told Brutus that Julius Caesar is becoming ambitious. But let me tell you, he was no ambitious at all. He was not ambitious at all. He was not a dictator kind of person. Why? Because had he been very ambitious, he would have accepted the crown offered by the public. But Julius Caesar refused the crown thrice even. Now what happens, better try to understand here. Cassius said, but soft means what? Wait, please. I pray you, what did Caesar sworn? Means, did Caesar actually faint? Means, honestly tell me. Actually, Caesar, this is what Casca is trying to say, that in the public place, when people were cheering up and appreciating or admiring his kingly ruler, you can say Julius Caesar, actually that very person understood. All the persons were just speaking Lord, cheering a Lord, and this made Julius Caesar fainted. This was what Casca was saying, but what was the reality in this? Let's try to find out further. And when Cassius asked, in reality, did Caesar faint? Cassius said, he fell down in the marketplace and foamed at mouth. When foam comes out from the mouth, it's absolutely very much, you can say, a dangerous kind of scene where the foam comes out. It happens only twice, two times, when one time when you get fainted, or second time when someone dies. So this is absolutely very dangerous kind of situation. Casca said, he fell down in the marketplace and foamed mouth and was speechless. Who was speechless, dear students? Julius Caesar was speechless. Brutus now said, it is very like he has the falling sickness, epilepsy. Actually, Brutus knows Julius Caesar very much closely, na? So Brutus is saying that yes, I know that Julius Caesar has this kind of falling sickness. He often falls down, but he was very powerful. He was very brave. Let me tell you, dear friends, Julius Caesar was very, very, very powerful, and he was absolutely a good-natured person. He was not ambitious at all. Understood? Next, what happens, dear students? Try to find out. Cassius said, no, Caesar has it not, but you and I and honest Casca, we have the falling sickness. I think Cassius is the mastermind of, you can say, this conspiracy. How cleverly Cassius is trying to mold the very falling sickness of Julius Caesar into his side. He said that maybe Julius Caesar has a falling sickness, but in reality we have the falling sickness. We fall, we feel very sick in front of Julius Caesar. We feel very much helpless in front of Julius Caesar. Not only I, Cassius, feel very much sad, or you can say have a falling sickness in front of Julius Caesar, but you are also afraid, Brutus. And Casca has also a falling sickness in front of Julius Caesar. You can say how shrewdly he is just molding the words spoken by Brutus, and he is simply trying to say, Cassius is simply trying to say what? That Julius Caesar has that much power that in front of him we are almost nothing. We feel very much embarrassed, but this is a kind of jealous nature that Cassius is exhibiting, dear students. Next, what happens? Casca said, I know not what you mean by that, but I am sure Caesar fell down. If the tag rag people did not clap him and hiss him according as he pleased and displeased them, as they used to do prayers in the theatre, I am no true man. My dear students, Casca is saying that I don't know what you are trying to say, Cassius, that you we have the falling sickness, but I know one thing certain, that Caesar fell down in the public place, and it was again certain that if the ragged fellows, means the very public, poor public you can say, did not admire him and appreciate at him, hiss at him, according to whether he pleased or displeased, means the people were almost the blind supporters of Julius Caesar. This is what Casca is trying to say, dear students. Now what happens? Casca is also saying that they were acting, the people were acting in front of Julius Caesar as if they were the actors of any theatre, if I am not wrong. Now what happens? Brutus says what? Brutus says, what said he when came into himself? Brutus said, what did he say when he came back to his senses? What did Brutus say? Sorry, what did Julius Caesar say when he came into senses? So Casca said, dear Mary, before he fell down, when he perceived the common herd was glad, he refused the crown. He plucked me op means open, his doublet means a short jacket worn by the Elizabethans, and offered them his throat to cut. And I had been a man of any occupation if I would not have taken him at a word. Dear students, still here, if you want to understand, please understand that by God's sake, you can say, by Mary means a very powerful word, by God's sake, by Holy Virgin. Before he fainted, he saw the common people were very happy that he had refused the crown. This shows that Julius Caesar was not ambitious at all. Understood? And he plucked me open his doublet. Doublet means, dearest, doublet means a short jacket worn by Elizabethans. So he pulled his coat open and invited them to cut his throat if they wished to do so. And he is also saying that if Casca had been one of the mob, he may go to hell if he had not instantly acted according to his suggestions. So he fell down. Now what happens, Peter? Try to understand from here. I might go to hell among the rogues, means among the dishonest people, and so he fell, and he fell. When he came into himself again, and when he became conscious, he said, if he had done or said anything amiss, anything wrong, he desired their worships to think it was his infirmity, means it was his physical or mental weakness. 3 or 4 wenches means 3 or 4 women. Understood? Where I stood, cried, alas, good soul, and forgave him with all their hearts. But there is no heed to be taken of them. If Caesar had stabbed their mothers, they would have done no less. Dear students, Casca is trying to exaggerate the you can say, good popularity of Julius Caesar, that whatever Julius Caesar was trying to say and convince the people, people were readily agree to do the same. Had the people, even Julius Caesar is saying that, and I think Julius Caesar is a very powerful speaker in the sense, how that Julius Caesar is saying that if I have done any wrong to you people, you are ready to feel free to cut my throat as well, kill me if anyhow I have done anything wrong to you. But people were so blind supporters of Julius Caesar that they were not paying any heed what he was speaking, but only they were just appreciating Julius Caesar. And the courage of Julius Caesar was such that Caesar had stabbed, even if the Caesar had stabbed their mothers, they would have done no less. Means Casca is trying to say the popularity of Julius Caesar was such that even if Julius Caesar would have stabbed their mothers, stabbed means in Hindi it is chaku marna, stabbed their mothers, they would have said the same thing, they would have appreciated the same. This is the kind of craze that Julius Caesar has already instilled or made because of his valor, because of his bravery, because of his good nature among the people. Means the people of Rome were the blind supporters of Julius Caesar, but this was what not digestible for Cassius. That is why, because of his growing popularity, Cassius wanted to kill Julius Caesar, and it was a hard nut to crack. That's why Cassius mingled or mixed Brutus in his conspiracy. And Brutus said, after that he came thus sad away. Brutus said, what, and after that he came away looking so serious. Did he not? Casca said, yeah. Cassius said, did Cicero say anything? Casca said, Cicero is, again, I would say, one of the conspirators who will join the conspiracy, and the one of the personal men of Cassius, you can say. So Casca said, no, yes, he spoke in Greek language, but I could not understand. To what effect? Means, what did he say? Then Casca said, nay, and I tell you that, and I tell you that I will never look you eye the face again. But those that understood him smiled at one another and shook their heads. But for mine own part, it was Greek to me. That's why I could not understand. I could tell you more news too. Marulus, Flavius, for pulling scarves means triumphal, you can say, of Caesar's images are put to silence, means dismissed from the posts. Fare you well, there was more foolery yet, if I could remember it. Dear students, when Cassius asked what did Cicero say in the public, so Casca said, I don't know exactly, for I could not understand him what he was saying. And when Casca was speaking, we could only exchange the smiles with one another, and the people also shook their heads. But as far as I am concerned, I could not understand anything he said, because he was speaking in Greek language, dear students. Understood? I have more news to give you. This is what Casca is saying to Cassius, that Marulus and Flavius, these people will also join the conspiracy. Always remember, Marulus and Flavius have been dismissed from their posts for pulling down decorations from Caesar's image. Do you know the Caesar's image were portrayed or exhibited everywhere in the public place of Rome because of his growing popularity? But these jealous people, Flavius and Marulus, pulled the scarves, means pulled the triumphal images or decorations of Caesar's image, you can say. That's why they were dismissed from their post. This is what till here it is given. Are put to silence. Very well. There was more foolery yet, if I could remember it. And Casca is saying goodbye to you. And there were just still so many foolish things to say if I could remember it, but we will discuss further. Cassius said, will you sup? Sup means supper. Supper means dinner. Will you dine with me tonight? Will you have dinner with me tonight, Cassius? Casca said, no, I am promised forth. Means I have already given my words to someone else to this evening to have the dinner. Means no, I am already engaged this evening. Cassius said, will you dine with me tomorrow then? Why Cassius is saying these words to Casca? So that Cassius can also mix Casca in his conspiracy, and all of them together will plot a conspiracy how to kill Julius Caesar. I hope till here you have understood, dear students. Next, what happens? Casca said, yea, if I will be alive and your mind hold your dinner worth the eating. Means Casca said, yes, I am agree or I accept your invitation, but if I am alive and if your dinner is worth eating, I'll surely come tomorrow. And Casca said, good, I'll expect you tomorrow in my house. Casca said, do so, farewell both. And thank you. Farewell both means here both means Cassius and Brutus. Exit Casca. When Casca went, Brutus is trying to say something, dear students. What does Brutus say? Try to understand. Brutus said, what a blunt fellow is this grown to be, He was quick metal, means a lively character when he went to school. Brutus is trying to say that Casca has become a very bad fellow, blunt fellow, not sharp at all. But when he was in his school, he was a very quick metal, he was a very sharp kind of person. This is what Brutus is trying to say about Casca. So Cassius said what? So he is now in execution, carrying out of any bold or noble enterprise as well. Casca is saying that yes, he is of great use even right now. He will be of great use for us. However, he puts on his sturdy form, means pretense of being slow or stupid. Casca pretends himself to be very much slow or stupid kind of person. But this rudeness is a sauce, means gravy to his good wheat, which gives man a stomach to digest his words with bitter appetite. And whatever Casca says is worth digestible, because he does not show himself very much serious, and in a jolly mood, in a very serious, a normal kind of mood, he explains whatever he wants to explain towards the people, and people observe it very easily. Then Brutus said, "What, dear students? And so it is. For this time I will leave you, Brutus. For this time, that is so, aisa hai. But well, now I want to leave you right now. I don't want to talk right now. Tomorrow, if you please to speak with me, if you want to speak with me tomorrow. I'll come home to you. Maybe I'll come to your house, and or if you will, come home to me, means come to my house, as simple as that. I will wait for you." So Brutus indirectly, you can say, is saying that for a further chat, for a further conversation, please come to my house. Understood? There we will have discussion something more. Understood? Till here, if I hope you have understood. Cassius said, "What, beta? I'll do so. Means I'll surely come. Till then, think of the world. Means think of the present state of affairs. What is going on in Rome?" Actually, Cassius spoke in front of Brutus in such a way that he is also very much serious or concerned about the people of Rome, and how Julius Caesar's growing popularity is making him a dictator, highly ambitious, and this will result in the torturing of, or you can say suppressing, or making the people of Rome slaves. But I think Brutus should have applied his mind that Julius Caesar, when refused his crown thrice, dear residents, he was not an ambitious kind of person. But Brutus did not understand. Simply, he came into the prompting words of Cassius, and he joined the conspiracy created by Cassius to kill Julius Caesar. And this was the wrong thing which happened for Julius Caesar as well. And even Brutus will be in threat further. How? Let's see. Exit Brutus. Brutus goes. Now Cassius is all alone. He says something which is important. Beta, I am writing VVI. This speech is VVI, because from here you will understand that what a clever kind of person Cassius is. What did he say, beta? Try to understand. "Well, Brutus, thou art noble, yet I see." Means, well, Brutus, you are a noble kind of person, but yet I see thy, means your honorable metal may be brought, may be twisted. Means you are a very good kind of person, yet I see that your honorable nature may be twisted from its natural inclination to goodness. From that it is disposed, therefore it is meet, it is better. So it is better that noble minds should associate with like-minded people. With noble minds, list one is laid astray. Means the noble minds people keep ever with their likes. Simply, Cassius is trying to say that good people should associate with good people. And Cassius, yes, thinks that Brutus was a noble person, good person. But Brutus was a noble person, good person. And even Cassius is thinking about himself that he is a very good kind of person. That's why he is saying that noble mind should associate with another noble mind. Understood? For whoso from that can be seduced or can be corrupt. Now what happens? He tells something about Caesar, and after that he explains his plan, what he will do in order to mold the minds of Brutus as well to join his conspiracy. "Caesar does bear me hard, bear me ill will." When Caesar bears me ill, means Caesar considers me ill will, but he loves Brutus. He loves Brutus. Means for Caesar, I, Cassius, I am very much bad, but he loves Brutus. So it is easy to kill Julius Caesar when I will mingle Brutus in my conspiracy. So if I were Brutus now and he were Cassius, he should not humor me. Means Cassius is trying to say that if I were Brutus now and he were Cassius, he would not be able to influence me as he influences Brutus, because he thinks that I am an ill-will natured person, means ill-natured person, bad-natured person. This line is important here. From here VVI again I am writing. He said what? I will this night. From this paragraph you will understand the whole play. I will this night in several hands in at his windows throw. Means I will throw so many letters, handwritten letters, and the handwriting will be different. And if they come from several citizens, and those letters will be several citizens, but let me tell you, several citizens will not write the letters, rather Cassius and his own people will write those letters and will throw those letters in the room of Decius Marcus Brutus, and those letters will be written such as that those letters have been written by the people of Rome. But let me tell you, the people of Rome never wrote any letter and sent it in the house of Brutus. Rather, Cassius himself wrote the letters in the name of Roman people, and the letters were such that the letters were revealing what? That Julius Caesar was ambitious, Julius Caesar was a great threat to our country. Means those letters will be read by Brutus. Brutus will understand that those letters have been written by the Roman people, and Roman people are in a threat. So these people will provoke him more to join the conspiracy and kill Julius Caesar. So what kind of shrewd people, what kind of bad person this Cassius is, you will try to understand. Now what happens? As if they come from several citizens, writing all tending to great opinion that Rome holds of his name, wherein obscurely means indirectly Caesar's ambition shall be glanced at. And after this, let Caesar sit him sure, let Caesar establish himself securely, for we will sack him, or worse days will endure. Either we will sack him, I will move him, or worse days will come for. You can say, try to understand from here. I am saying what? After this, if I do this, means in all the letters, Caesar's ambitions will be hinted at, Caesar's dictator nature will be hinted at, and will be kept in the room of, those letters will be kept in the thrown through the window of Marcus Brutus. Then he says, Cassius says what? That after this, let Caesar keep a firm hold of his position that he now occupies, because the moment those letters which will be addressed from the Roman people, showing that Julius Caesar has become very much ambitious, Brutus will absolutely become deadly against the policies and against this very Julius Caesar as well. For we shall either sack his position or power, or submit to worse times and suffer worse hardships. He says that I will remove Julius Caesar from his place, or if I am not successful in this, we will have to face hardships. So how cleverly Cassius is trying to change the mind and mentality of Brutus by saying that Julius Caesar has become highly ambitious. So in the next scene 3 will be also very much important, and the further scenes we will be discussing in the next class. I hope my efforts to make you understand this very scene might have been successful. If you have understood this class, make sure to subscribe this channel and share it to all the students and like this. Thank you so much everyone. See you all in the next class.